right, here we go. This is part 3 of the acronym H.O.P. I'm showing you exactly how to grow your business dramatically in 2026, whether you're focusing on just your random database on your phone or your core past clients and sphere. It doesn't matter. This works. This is how we built our business for the most part, by connecting with people in 3 ways. And in those 3 ways, there are multiple ways, but number 1 is meeting them at home with your brand. Number 2, meeting them online with your brand. And number 3, meeting them in person. Now, there are 3 core pieces to this one. Obviously, there are a lot more things you could do. I've broken it down into a large, what is it that we did? It's a funnel, and we showed all these different ways that you can do this. But for the purpose of this, it's really remembering that regardless of where the world is heading, and it feels like if you're old enough, you remember the Jetsons. I watched the Jetsons. They were all replays at that point, but I watched some of the Jetsons as a kid. Then I watched the Flintstones. I hated the Flintstones, but I watched it anyway. And I remember saying, dang, the Jetsons, it's so cool. I want a flying car, or I want a robot in my house. We're practically there, right? But the thing is, we're getting bombarded by so much information because of AI, and then next thing you know, you and I are going to be buying robots to come in and do a lot of things in the house for us. All of this advancement, but you know what it's not going to replace, right? It's not going to replace the human touch. It's not going to replace the human connection. So for me, number 3 is meeting people in person. In fact, yesterday, I set my whole afternoon to 4 hours straight, went to a coffee shop, and I met one-on-one with 4 different people. I gave them all an hour. And let me tell you, it's magical. It's magical because people want to connect still. For me, those are the best. Like I said, there are 3 different manners to do this. For me, there are many for you. For me, I focus on 3. 1 is the one-on-one. It's my favorite one. In fact, I reach out to people often and I say, hey, let's have coffee. Most people know I love Ragamuffin close by, so I go there and that's where we meet. I literally block out 4 hours, 4, sometimes 3 hours once a week, and I just sit there and I invite people, give them coffee, we talk, we connect, boom, next, right? It's all about connecting in person. You can't replace that, because as somebody comes in, then the next thing I do when they leave is I text them and I say, hey, thanks so much for meeting me. It was great having a conversation about. And then I send them a note card after. Hey, thank you. That was awesome. I really appreciate that. Or, hey, let's stay in touch. This, and that, and this, right? But so much comes up, and it's cool. And sometimes an hour isn't enough, but the connection matters so much. That's number 1. Number 2, small lunches, small dinners where you grab like 3 or 4 or 10 people, past clients, core sphere. Remember that? And you invite them to lunch. You invite them to dinner, something quick, something nice, something that stands out. I've done this in the past. I stopped doing it because I'm focusing more on one-on-ones. But if that's for you, do it. It works really well. It connects with people, and it makes other people that are in your sphere friends with other people. And guess who the core of the conversation is? You, because you brought them all together. You're the ones that sold them homes, right? Or maybe helping them buy, or you're just friends for a long time. And then number 3, big events. I've done these. These are not my favorite. My team loves them, and we've had massive success with these. But it's a lot of work. So if you don't have a team that can help out with all this, some of it may fall on you. I'll tell you the ones we've done and the ones I would recommend, and the ones that work the best because the most people show up, okay? We've done Easter egg hunt. We've done Halloween at the park. We had 600 people. That was crazy. We've done a smaller one, about 100 people, and we split that up into 2 times on a lake. And then we would take people around the lake. It's a private lake. Take them around the lake in a boat. And we had lunch, and we had champagne. It was great. We invited 100 people 2 different times. That one was fabulous. And then we've done other ones, and then the Santa Claus one. The Santa Claus one, hands down, is probably the one that the most people RSVP'd. And we did it at the beginning of December. And I would do that one over and over and over. That one's my favorite one because a lot of people want to come to that because you're offering them what they're going to pay for typically, but you're going to do it for free saying, hey, I've got a Santa Claus. I've got a photographer. Don't worry. I've got a little Santa house and this is the time you're going to show up and I'm going to have it all ready to go for you. Send it to you when it's done. You don't have to worry. If you want to buy more pictures, right, actually printed, you can from the photographer. But the point is we're piecing that all together for people. And those are the main three. They all work great, but you have to have a plan around it. What's your follow-up? What's your connection? Like, why are you inviting people? Because some people will feel like, you just invited me to get more business. But that's not the thing. Here's the key to this. Because now if you're doing this right, if you're inviting them to all this, and they're seeing all of your stuff online, which we talked about yesterday, right? And then they're also getting your stuff at home. You start seeing this whole thing build massively. And then you think, because it happens over a long period of time, wow, I built a business out of this. This is crazy. And that's how it happens. But these are a lot of steps. And I would start with one of these. Which one do you think you can show up to do routinely? And which one is probably the least expensive that you can put into play, that you can scale, right? Unless you're already halfway through this and you're like, I should add this. But listen, I've got this doc for you. It's episode 714, the H.O.P framework for real estate growth. I've got all of them in one, and I have this building your H.O.P calendar. So if you want to read something light, it's like a little paragraph just to give you an idea. But if you really want to dive into this, it's in the book that I wrote, Real Estate Prospecting. I don't remember what chapter I put this one in, but it's my model. It's something I created. I reverse engineered it when I thought, what the heck is going on with our business when we're getting at least one referral a day for a whole year, right? That's where this came from. Anyway, if you need this, let me know. Have an awesome day. Thanks for listening. That wraps up all three H-O-P, the H.O.P method. Have an awesome day.